Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to 40 Fitness. Today I want to make a video about training kids. I see people in the gym yesterday training some kids for sports, and I'm just telling you it was just terrible, it was horrible. First of all, if you're going to train a kid for a specific sport, understand specificity of training about what that kid is doing, whether it's basketball, football, baseball, they all train differently with different exercises. And if you're not knowledgeable about these things, you need to ask somebody, look them up, or go to one of these good fitness channels. You know, like if you want to train a kid for bodybuilding, you want to train a kid for strength, I suggest Omar Isuf. His channel is pretty good, and so is Chris Jones Pump Chasers. Their channel is pretty good, and they have a lot of good tutorial videos about how to lift and teach kids how to lift. Pump Chasers is more for bodybuilding, but they do have a lot of compound movements that you can teach your kids. You know, that'll help them out, help them a little bit better, you know, in their sport. That's thing number two. When I see people training kids for sports and they're doing single arm curls and, you know, isolation movements, you know, it's like you don't need isolation movements at this time. The first thing you need to do is give that kid a base. Put that kid on compound movements such as bench press, squats, deadlifts, power cleans. That would make that kid strong and explosive. That's what that kid would need for sports. Second of all, if you don't understand what you're doing, please have somebody else teach the kid. You know, because I see a lot of people that go in the gym and they don't know what they're doing, and you can just tell. And you're going to hurt that kid. You're going to have that kid with sore shoulders, sore back, sore knees, all before the kid is 16, 17 years old. So the best thing you can do if you don't know is ask somebody that do know. You know, and parents, make sure you're, you know, involved in your kids training with the coaches sometimes, because I've seen a lot of coaches that don't know how to teach a kid to lift. They don't know how to train kids. I've seen more track coaches and basketball coaches have a kid come in the gym in the rec center and just teach the kid all wrong. The form be wrong, you know, the weight be wrong, everything. They try to get him to lift too much, you know, with bad form. And I see it day in and day out. And, you know, there's nothing I can do, because if I go over there and say something, of course the coach gonna look at me funny. So I learned not to say anything to anybody about, you know, their form. But it kind of bothered me the other day because, you know, they're kids. So I've hurt myself by doing a lot of things wrong for a lot of years, and I would like to say as many people as I can for making the same mistake. So if you don't know what you're doing, you want to check on what the kid is doing, ask somebody, look it up online. There's a lot of fitness channels that can actually show you movements from in the gym, such as Omar Isuf and Pump Chasers. You know, Chris Jones is really good, you know, with his movements. So watch those things, educate yourself, and then try to help your kid. You know, and you still know what you're doing, hire somebody. It's be well worth it and have to send that kid to the hospital at 16, 17 years old because you done blow out his knees, tore ligaments in his shoulders, and messed up his back before his sports career even had a chance to, you know, to kick off. And don't be afraid to ask somebody in the gym that look like they know what they're doing. You know, a lot of us, you know, we have so much pride when we go in the gym, we hate to ask somebody. You know, if somebody come to ask me, I don't like to volunteer free information because people hate it, so I just stopped doing it. But if somebody come and ask me, you know, about something that I know, I would happily volunteer the information. But if you don't ask me, I figure you don't want my help, you don't want my opinion, so I'm going to leave you alone. But you're going to jack that kid up, you know, probably even, you know, your friend's kid, or, you know, maybe even your kid. So once again, ask somebody if you don't know. Look it up. You know, go somewhere for help, whether it's a video or somebody else, and train that kid correctly, and train that kid with the proper compound movements. Start off with compound movements and form first. That's way more important than any isolation movement he's going to do. Compound movements and form. So thanks for stopping by. Think about what I said. Text later.